let's see. Here we go. It says we're live. Hello, everyone. We are Thursday Night Live. We are so glad that you're here to join us today. We hope you're having a great Thursday. It is nice and bright and sunny and actually almost not humid here in the South. Almost, not quite, but it's feeling pretty good here in the South.
It's really nice. It's really nice right now. It's only 29% humidity.
Which for the South is like winter, but
that's for Atlanta. That's amazing.
It is. It's like late October or something like that. Gary Mullane is here from Ireland. Hello, Axel Plate joining us in the chat. We are well and happy. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Says we have a few more viewers. Hopefully they will chime in. If you'll notice, we're trending a little younger on Old Gray Bricks. We have many in the 30-ish or below brigade here, so we're glad they've joined us. We don't know why.
Get off my lawn.
That's right. Yeah, bunch of whippersnappers.
Get off my base plate.
It's the TikTok brigade.
My old great base plate.
Matt Robbins here in the chat. Brickanizer in the chat. Brickanizer already dropping some facts, so we'll be getting to our topic tonight.
Did you just do the thing with your bifocals?
I did. I'm totally dadding right there. So I can't help it.
It's Ryan!
Ryan! We are so young right now. It's
Ryan who?
I am definitely the oldest person on this channel right now.
Wait, he's wearing his work shirts too. Look at that.
Wait, everybody wave. Everybody wave at Ryan.
Look at that flag.
He's wearing the work shirt.
Legoland.
This chat is not sponsored or endorsed by Legoland New York, but it could be if they wanted to. So
that's right.
Oh, man. Good to have you here, bud. I want to get an update with that, and let's see who else is here. Brickanizer's here. Axel Plate, Brick Bunnies TV, man. How you doing? So glad you joined us here. So let's do a quick spin of the room here and see what's going on. One of our friends who hasn't been here in quite a way. I'm sorry. Brick Smith he brought a baby on board. There, hey, we gotta see the youngest in the room. There we are.
Aww.
Hey.
Aww. She likes Lego.
Good. What's the best mock? Adorable. And so is the baby. Anyway, so.
Oh, thanks.
Andrew Sada is here in the chat. Good to have you here. Let's go to Brian. Brian hasn't been here in a long time because he found gainful employment and he didn't want to hang around with us for free. So, what's up, man? How are you this evening?
Doing good. Yeah, I decided that my priorities were better spent here on Thursday nights, so I quit my job to be here. So that's a joke. I did not.
Commitment.
Did you have a rare night off, or what's going on?
No, they actually switched back to the 8 to 5 schedule. So,
good.
Back to regular hours. But yeah,
nice.
So, I mean, I've got 6 months worth of stuff to catch up on. But we'll start with a small thing here that I got. I don't even know.
Oh, look, let's talk to Maddie.
Yeah, so we're gonna be. Let's do 2 hours of just what I've done. No, I'm just kidding. But I got this guy right here, which is one of the last Forestman sets that I needed. And I was almost done with this a while ago, but I finally found a listing that actually had the instructions, which are pretty hard to find for this set.
Nice.
And it was a pretty good price, so figured I would get that. And
okay,
I'm almost done.
Is that the correct feather? That is the important thing.
This is last time we checked in, I believe this was a $18 feather. It is now a $25 feather. Thank you for asking. Yes.
That's the important fact, kids.
That is the correct black feather. Yes.
Oh, my.
Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't want to flex on y'all, but there it is.
Go ahead and throw the flex on there. Hang on. I'll get to it.
Yeah, we have that.
I wasn't hitting the buttons. Sorry.
All right, I got you.
There's the flex right there.
There we go. Flex.
The flex.
Flex-tastic.
Yep. So that's what I'll open with, and I can fill you guys in later weeks on more stuff.
Good deal. So you bought the bargain priced feather at 18. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, many months ago. I'm lucky that I did so because it's still painful to pay that much for it.
for the smallest Lego piece ever, right? So
Probably, yeah.
it's like, was it which aliens was it? Had those two little antenna in them? There was one for Toy Story and one for one of the alien things, and those things you would lose like easy. And so I don't know if they're worth that much, but that's crazy, crazy. All right, another guest that hasn't been here in a while is Mr. Hooper. Red Hooper, what's going on, man?
Hi.
Hi.
I know I have a rare night. Nobody is here but me, so I can do whatever I want. So.
And you're spending it with us? That's very touching.
I think of it as doing Lego, so you just happen to be here also. So.
Well, it's there's no pants, isn't it? That's the deal.
So what am I building? I have
No pants Thursdays.
Yeah.
That's not our channel yet, but anyway.
I've been collecting a lot of pieces on Bricklink and used stores, and I've got this big adventure mock coming in like a month or two. So I got 2 of these guys, and I'm gonna add this in the middle and make some kind of big adventure theme. I was able to score a whole bunch of adventure guys for like $4 each. So I've got a whole bunch of these guys. My favorite. And let's see, the last thing I built, I took apart, there was this creator, like VW van, it's called the Sunrise Surfer from like 2016 maybe. And I took it apart and made this little set out of the parts. So this thing opens up. Is anybody listening to me? No?
You can do some engine repair on that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I have.
Well, I like it, Hooper. I don't care what anybody says or doesn't say.
Sure.
Well, he's got a soft spot for RVs.
Are those adventure figures that they command? Are they popular in the secondary market?
No, they're not.
Okay, well that's good for buying them.
Yeah.
They're not expensive, but
No.
Oh,
I got
Jeff
a lot of those.
McAwee in the chat over there. Hello,
Hey,
Jeff McAwee. All right, Liz, good to see you, man. All right, my son, who's on a mission trip, is saying hello. So, hey, man.
He's saying Galaxy Squad, Chris. That's what.
Yeah, that was the aliens, but he's also going, oh yeah, Dad needs to know why I'm on my phone and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
He's in the bathroom.
He's on a mission for Galaxy Squad.
That's right. He's down in Mobile, Alabama. He could probably find some Galaxy Squad still on a Walmart shelf down there.
Oh man, who wants to go to Mobile, Alabama?
Now he is in the muggy right now. I can tell you right now. Red car.
Mobile is underrated. We went on a vacation to Mobile and got so much flack from people, but there is an excellent shipping museum, and there's the Battle of Mobile, and there's an excellent little tour. It's a state park that needs a lot of work, but it's a
my
Civil War
grandparents
battle.
are from Mobile. So.
Time out. Did you say a shipping museum?
Yes, it's shaped
I
like
got drowsy saying those 2 words together.
It was there's a simulator. There's a simulator where you have to learn to drive the ship at night, and I intentionally crashed the boat. It was a lot of fun.
Look, kids, cargo.
There's a gigantic globe of the Earth that shows every hurricane's path in recorded history. Did you know that no hurricane ever crosses the equator ever?
I did not.
There you go. You got to.
I'm trying to get really super excited by that, but I can't.
Hold on, let me put on my excited face.
Honest to goodness, if you go to Mobile, go to the shipping thing where Mobile does a lot of stuff. And I got to see a stealth.
Baby.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing that Matthew is not a dad, because those are the most, those were the most dad things I've ever heard, Matthew.
Come on, kids, let's go to the
Go to the shipping museum, and after that, World of Turf.
And then Cloth World. Let's go there.
And really good seafood that's coming right out of the Gulf. The shrimp was outstanding.
And you
If
got
you're
to see
really
the
good,
boat
we'll
he came
do a
in on.
Spatula City.
All right. So I got to take care of the dog for a moment, but let's go to, so I'm going to leave Mark in charge. Let's go to Ryan and catch up with what's going on in the exciting world of Legoland, New York. What's up, man?
Hey, it's like the night of people who haven't been here in like half a year. It's been a while, guys. What's up? So I've been busy helping build a theme park. That explains most of my absences of late. I get home very tired and then give most of my energy back to my family. So I'm not usually up for video chatting at night lately. But we're kind of winding down, so I thought I'd pop on in now that I've got some energy at the end of this day.
Excellent.
Are you
Well,
pleased
awesome.
with how things are going, Mr. Manager?
Oh yeah, so I got promoted since the last time I was on.
Nice.
That's cool. We weren't even open yet, and they gave me a promotion, so that was sweet. My team is fully hired. They're pretty awesome. Miniland is so we're open for previews. I don't know how well known this is, and I don't really. I don't know how well known any of this is. The park's not really fully open for business at the moment. It's kind of what they're calling previews. For a reduced ticket price, you get to see a reduced version of the park while we finish it. That was one of the ways that we could start welcoming guests in early and start sort of training on a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know when it'll be fully open still. It's still rapidly progressing in a lot of areas, but Lego model wise, we're basically wrapping up the tail end of it now, and then we can start doing new stuff that we're looking forward to adding to the park already.
Can you explain what you mean by like new stuff? Like you got stuff shipped in to install, and now you're going to create stuff on site. Is that what you mean?
You need to tell him how it was shipped because he went to the museum. He needs to know.
Did it come on a Maersk ship?
No. Well, actually, don't know. So it came from our models. Our models for this park were made in largely Florida at the last shop I came from, and our sister shop in Malaysia. But yeah, every park adds to itself after a while, and sometimes it's a new cluster, let's say like a city. Sometimes it's just new models. We're working very closely with the Lego company to add content from them as well. So I can't really say what any of it is because we don't know yet. We're only just now working on opening with our first batch of stuff. But yeah, there's always going to be new stuff that we get to add on our own and in partnership with Lego.
Do you Ryan get to brainstorm for some of the content?
Yeah, definitely. It helps that I came from the production world where my previous job was helping the concept and cost and design and build and produce all this stuff. So it helps to have the background that I already had because then I can tell them, here's what you can afford versus here's the pie in the sky version of what you want.
So, all right. So, how many Easter eggs are you going to throw in? Are you going to throw like little figures of us in there, sitting on like a panel?
Lots of, yeah. There will be lots of Easter eggs. I can't commit to any one single person. We have added extra mini-landers of some politicians that were instrumental in helping get the park in place. We've also been a partnership with a special needs school nearby, so I've gotten 3 of those students in who were massive fans of the park before we were even open. So we add stuff in. Some of the initial wave of like mini landers were already memes and jokes and puns and things like that. But yeah, we'll always add stuff in wherever we can. Some of my team have already started adding themselves in. One of my builders, he's already posted on Instagram. His name is Lego Joey on Instagram. He started a fad on the construction site actually where he added a strip of artificial turf to his construction helmet, like a big mohawk. And because that's not modifying the safety of the helmet in any way, a lot of people started doing it. So all of a sudden you started seeing these green artificial turf mohawks all over the site. And now that he's made his own, there you go. He made his own Minilander with his mohawk helmet, and it's very, very definitely him. It's pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
That's so
Okay,
cool.
Ryan, did you put Sad Keanu in it?
I don't think he's in this park, but I consider it a point of pride that he's like one of the most popular things I ever made, and he's like the smallest thing I ever made. So I kind of feel like he needs to get in there somewhere.
That's right. If you don't know, if you go to Legoland, Florida, and if you look around Miniland, there is Sad Keanu eating his sandwich on the park bench, and Ryan was responsible. So that's awesome.
That's all me, baby.
All right, another quick question for you. How different is this experience? Because you were there at the start of Florida, is that right? Or was Florida already going when you went?
So I always worked in conjunction with the parks. The stuff we did was always so new and so big that we weren't based in the parks. Our production facilities were offsite. So this is the first time I'm actually getting the real park experience. But although some of the content is copied from the 2 other U.S. parks, because it's New York, so much more of it is included here than we've ever had before. So we have 8 clusters in Miniland. Clusters are kind of a pod of cities or regions. New York State alone has 4 clusters, so half of our Miniland is just New York stuff, and it's like Midtown Manhattan is dense. There is so much stuff in there, and it's pretty rad. And no one else really has that condensed content, just jam-packed density of skyscrapers like we do. So I'm pretty proud about that one.
That's cool. Brom has a question. Is Mythbusters Gary there?
He's not, but we've talked about adding him already because we do have a San Francisco that we can have him rolling the ball down.
That's cool. That reminds me. Tom, our long gone dear friend Tom was in that episode as well, right? So that's cool. All right, good deal. Well, we're excited you're back with us, and hopefully, our average age, there's more, young folk in here today, and that's really exciting. So, all right, let's go to Maddie. Maddie, what's going on in your world?
I did something bad.
What is it now?
Again?
Maddie's story of the week.
Well, I decided it was time to get a label maker, and I was looking for a particular one, right? The one that makes like the embossed labels.
Yes.
Like this. And I just started labeling everything. Do you see my Lego head? It has a label on it. I labeled my lamp too. Let's see if we can bring it down without killing it. It says lamp. I labeled all my drawers. We'll pull out the drawer really quick. I was just having a lot of fun with the label
Does it
maker.
say drawer on it?
It says stuff, more stuff, even more stuff. Stuff. So,
I'm not sure that kind of labeling helps very much.
we're organized though. Like, it's good. I know what stuff is and even more stuff is. we were just having a little fun because I didn't like the red tape and it came with one red tape. So we just had to label everything, I got a lot of comments on a video once about my AirPods being in a drawer. So I labeled the drawer AirPods, and the AirPods are in there. So we are set. We are organized. We know where stuff is now. The end. That's it.
I feel like we've stepped into 1981, where that was high technology right there. And thank you for that. That's
no problem.
Did you buy that at the thrift store, or did you? You still buy one of those?
Yeah, you can still buy one, but I looked at a whole bunch of different places like Walmart, online, all these places, and the embossed one, I think they stopped making. Now it's digital. And I didn't like the way the digital labels were coming out. So I was like, I really want the old school one. And I happened to find one very dusty at a drugstore for $10.
Nice.
We're ready to go.
That's so awesome. All right, good deal. It's always good to have a Maddie story every week, so we always appreciate that. Let's see, Magnus, what's going on in Magnus's world?
Hey.
Hi.
I'm well. The big exciting thing for me Lego wise is that I finally started building the rocky bit that goes around the outside of my castle.
Yay.
This is an example of that.
Oh, nice.
With burps and mixed in with some slopes, and I think that burps get underappreciated, and there's a few different kinds now. And to give you an sense of how this is going to work, this is a picture of, this is how, this is the base of the castle. I'm sorry, the light is really bad here.
Very good.
I'm basically going to put, so the sort of cliff part goes around the outside of the castle, and then I pull it away in order to give views of the inside of the basement.
Cool.
Hey,
I like
Magus,
it. That's cool.
Magus, how do you feel about like displays that do the dollhouse thing where they have a hinge and they open up? Do you like that kind of style, or
As opposed to what?
not being able to see inside?
I like being able to see inside. I mean, if you're building a minifig scale, and I'm a fan of being able to see inside, especially if if it's in a display. I mean, I can understand if you're building something for like a big train layout and there's a big skyscraper that's going to be in the middle of it, and you know that no one's really going to be able to see inside anyway, then it might not be as fun. But I like the interiors.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, that's good. Show us the Cobra Castle one more time, because I love to see it.
All right, so this is.
I don't know if Mr. Hooper has seen it.
This is the base of a big castle is going to go on top of here, but this is just kind of a sort of platform for it. And that big castle is this thing over here.
Oh man,
so good.
So this is the platform I showed you is basically going to sort of be down here, and then this thing is going to sit on top of that, and that allows me to build a sort of underground dungeon that is underneath the main floor of the castle, but is actually sort of underground, and then it's sort of surrounded by rocks and stuff like that. And I'll be able to pull away parts of the rocks so that people can see most of the interior from various angles.
And I'm just going to go ahead and assume that that's going to make it to Brick Fair, Virginia, in a couple of months, right?
That is absolutely the plan. Yes.
Awesome. All right, who here in the room? I know at least 2, maybe 3 are going to Brick Fair, Virginia. Anybody going? I got 1, 2, 3 going. Maddie, are you going?
I have a question about this because I went to go try to get tickets and you can't.
So
can anyone sneak me in?
It's the public.
I don't know. It was like completely closed. What's up?
You can't get public tickets right now, but you can be an exhibitor.
God, that's a lot of pressure.
But you don't have to exhibit. You just get to go for all the stuff.
Do it.
Yeah, I should do it.
There should be something that says something like, what does it say? Not vendors, but
member or exhibitor.
I'm gonna look right now. So if I look like this, it's because I'm on the internet looking. Okay, BRB.
Yeah.
You guys posted.
Yeah, you should be good. We are also joined by our good friend John Rudy. John, what is going on? Speaking of Brick Fair, Virginia, are you going to Brick Fair, Virginia?
Yeah, I'm already paid up, so
nice.
And I've got both jabs, so I'm good on that front too. So as long as the variants stay unvarianted, it should be a good time. Yeah, so
nice.
I'm looking forward to that and getting out of the house for something fun and weird, and just seeing all of our friends again for the first time.
Yeah, John, I have a question for you. John. John, I have a question for you. John.
Yeah.
Will you come to Brick Fair, Alabama? It's MLK weekend. You got time?
I have
federal holiday.
I have a 2-year-old, so maybe eventually I might put it on the list. A few of my friends, other park rangers who are who were Alabama based are no longer in Alabama. So I don't have many couches I can crash on any longer.
And John, I'm just going to point out that I went to Brick Fair, Virginia when my son was 1. So I just wanted to point that out to you.
I'll see what I can do.
2-year-olds love Brick Fair, Alabama.
That's right, they do. You throw them on the jumpy with the teenagers, they're fine.
They bounce, they're resilient kids, right?
That's right. That's right. John, are you working anything you're working on, man?
I am working right now actually on something space themed. Oh, I know. I got town down here, but it's Disney space themed. So I'm working on some rocket jets. Yeah, sorry about that. So I'm working on some rocket jets from Tomorrowland. So that's the next thing that I'm just waiting on a quick order, like we always all are. So
have you seen the torsos in the Mickey space set? Because they're very non-Mickey specific. So yeah.
I have seen those torsos. They're very non-Mickey specific, but also the Mickey head is perfect to put on classic space vehicles, and then they become Disney vehicles too. So I'm excited about that.
I'm very excited about that. I'm hoping the pieces of that rocket end up being remodeled and used, and maybe even made into something really super super useful. So
or just hit it with some Brasso and play with it a little bit at least.
Well, I've heard that will chafe, but anyway, let's go to Bricksmith. Bricksmith, what's going on, man?
I mean, speaking of chafing,
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting the band back together.
Oh, you put the pink castle back. I noticed.
Yeah, man, gotta get to it, man. October, we're going to Jacksonville for Brick Universe, and then we're gonna hit up Brick Fair, Alabama in January. So, ain't no time like the present to get on the business.
That's
but
right,
more importantly, on the 26th,
correct. We are coming to Atlanta Brick Company, and Lego Masters are going to show up and sign autographs and eat lunch with us.
That's right.
I love how they scheduled it on your big day like that.
Hey man, it's our big day. They can go on. It's fine.
And if I'm correct, the store is opening it for us at 9, and they're announcing that the Brickmasters will be signing things at 10. So we have unlimited access for an hour to.
Well,
bad boy.
If I want access, I'll take all I want all day.
Kidnapping is a crime in the state of Georgia. I'm just saying. So
we have an hour to loot the store.
Yeah, we have an hour. We can have the store to ourselves, most likely. I don't know.
That's gonna be nice.
Just run away with what you can carry, basically,
Right.
is what you're saying.
I do hope they don't just dump a bunch of tires in the pick a brick bins like they did last time we showed up. Because they were like, we dumped some more stuff in, and there was good stuff in there, but I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody threw up tires in here, and it was awful. They were everywhere.
More tires.
Oh, so many
That
tires.
sounds like
No.
a fire of a pick-a-brick.
Yeah.
That sounds tiring.
Don't retread that joke, please. Though.
All right, I'm heading out.
Let's just keep rolling, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not coming back.
All right. So if you just as a reminder, so just as a reminder, make sure that if you're in the area here near the great state of Georgia in Noonan on Saturday the 26th, we would love to have you there. I will be coming back from a whirlwind trip, taking my son to the beach and then driving from the beach to there. And so I will be there, and we'll be hanging out, eating barbecue, talking to Brickmasters, and just hanging out, being cool. So show up, be awesome, all that kind of things. So we'd love to see you there, and that'll be fun. All right, so let's go to Matt. Matt, what's going on in your world, man?
A lot. So I'm in the final dregs of sorting like 60 pounds of Friends Lego I picked up, which was awesome. And I also got more of the storage drawers, which in fact meant that I had to completely reorganize my Lego room because there was no more space for them. So I raised up the shelf so I can fit more drawers in there, which I'm going to need by the time I finish sorting all this stuff. But wait, there's more. This was on my Christmas list, the Lego color guide, but nobody bought it for me. So I had to get it for myself when the price dropped by a third. But I would not recommend this. Basically, it's like, here's this color. Here's the other colors that are like it. It's rare or it's common. And here are the exact numbers for the Pantone numbers. But there's really nothing else to do with the book except look at colors, which are printed. I would not recommend this book. I thought there might be something else more about color, but it's literally just page after page after page of Pantone numbers. Disappointing. Fail. Exactly.
Wait. You got a Lego book and it has colors in it.
Yeah.
But you're more exciting about the shipping museum.
Well, I didn't say more excited. I said the shipping museum was very underrated and Mobile could be a tourist destination if they put some effort into promoting it. But there's actually things to do in Mobile and there's excellent food. But anyway.
You were pretty excited about the shipping museum.
Go to the shipping museum and come back and tell me it wasn't pretty cool. Like you actually walk in and they have created like the exterior of one of the ships to give you a sense of just how it's like 4 or 5 stories high. It's cool.
If you like the shipping museums, then you need to come to Dublin, Ohio, and go to the wood carving museum. it's a thing, and there's a guy who like carved trains, all sorts of things out of wood.
Boring.
And there's like a video clip where he's like, "I sees it in the wood. I just sees it," and he's just. Yeah.
Although I got to be careful. We're making fun of museums and old things, and John's in the room, and he works for the national parks. And
but Matthew wants to go to that Civil War Cats museum that you guys talked about.
Yeah, I want to go to that.
I was going to bring it up.
We're coming, John. We're coming. So I know you tossed out the possibility of like a personal guided tour.
Yeah.
I don't know what days you work, so I'll have to get the. I'll have to see what days you're working while we're up there. Maybe we could work that in. But I want to go to the Civil War Cat Museum. We're going to be staying in Sharpsburg at a bed and breakfast in a 100-year-old building. And it's going to be a hop, skip, and a jump to the Cat Museum. So it is definitely going to happen.
Okay, so let me ask you at the Cat Museum, do they have reenactments where they get a bunch of cats together and they put them in the suits and have them in campgrounds and little tents? Does that
I would
happen?
pay money to see that, but no.
Well, so would I. I'm just going to do that.
They're all static cats.
I'm curious to see like how those women put those together because I'm envisioning like a bunch of cats around them and they're just like, oh, here's some cat fur and just plastering it on with the.
I just love how me showing up always devolves this into the cat museum. It's
I love the cat museum.
Hey, and John, if there's anything else like in Sharpsburg or Antietam that's kind of out of the way that you'd recommend, send me a message on Facebook because we definitely would be interested in like not just the like headline. I've been to Antietam, I've been to Gettysburg 3 times. Not that I wouldn't go back, but I'd be interested in kind of like hidden gems.
I thought the same thing, Gil. So just that was. I thought it was packaged nuts.
Next week, I'm going to feature pictures from the shipping museum, and I have to tell you that they have the coolest bathroom tiles. When you go in, it's all that flags where the ships communicate, and that's the bathroom tiles. I took a picture of the bathroom tiles at the Mobile Shipping Museum.
Do they have like for the urinals a 1 in flags and a 2 in the sit down toilets? I mean,
I don't know.
Is there somebody guiding you down before you sit down? I mean,
I think that perfectly puts into perspective how boring Alabama is as an entire state. There's no reason to go to Alabama ever.
Huntsville Space Museum, Huntsville Space Center.
Except for Brick Fair.
Hey, next time you go to Birmingham, you have to go to the old factory that you can walk around the blast furnace place. It's cool. Thomas and I took some great pictures there.
Birmingham, not Birmingham.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
And okay, so John, let me translate what Matthew actually has requested. He wants the dad catalog of terrible museums to take your kids to. That's what he wants.
I will find the dad catalog of terrible museums for you. Don't worry.
I want the really obscure things that nobody else goes to.
Yes. Oh, are you? What? Well, hang on. Mark is pointing out something. There's lots of hellos going
Mark,
on.
You go to space camp?
Where's Dana tonight?
I did. But Matthew was just talking about it, so I'm like, look.
Yeah.
Space camp.
We've got a graduate.
Oh
Look at his-
my god.
Did you get your doctorate in space camp?
Academy. See, look at that.
He's been to space.
Look at
He's been to Alabama and enjoyed it.
look.
They have someone calligraphy
1988.
that? That is,
I was a
Wow.
teacher in high school.
isn't that expensive? Like, how expensive was that?
I don't know, but because I was a kid, but
I was -8 years old at that time.
Yeah.
but I as Chris pointed out before, I have a degree in space now.
Space.
That's
It's
so
official.
old that if your parents had paid for it with credit card, it would have been that machine that was back and forth across the credit card.
Oh my god.
Where you
old
like
enough to
copy the
remember-
credit card like that?
I'm old enough to remember the first time I went to an ATM, and then after we went once, my sister was like, my mom was like, "Well, we don't really have money to go to the movies," and my sister said, "Well, just go to the machine; the money will come out."
These are weird flats.
No, it will, and then they'll charge you fees. So, all right. Let's see. Some of our friends are in the chat here. Gil is here, and so is Dana is here. Dana is wishing everyone hellos, especially to our folks who haven't been here in a while. Mr. Sandlin, what you got going on tonight other than your space camp? Fall cam, look at there.
Small ball cam.
Oh,
What? It's small ball cam.
look at that amazing stonework behind Paul.
Oh yeah, that little module thing in the floor over there. The
Looks sharp.
that guy down there is a mountain that I built many years ago for a display that we did in Atlanta. We did a public display at our first Lego League event.
That's right. I remember. That's the one that we possibly got the community manager fired. So,
What are you doing?
Small ball cam.
small ball cam.
Okay, sorry. That's the small ball corner. Sorry, it takes me a second to switch because I don't have one of those fancy setups with the OBS and all that fun stuff. So, hey,
Hello. Very, very nice shirt you're wearing there, by the way. Very nice.
space.
Very space.
So yeah, Paul has his dino of the week. It's not a dragon this week. It's a dino, but it's, they're related, kind
There
of.
you go. It's the small paw reptilian of the week.
Okay, well, bring it on over here, small
Small
Paul.
reptile of the week.
Week.
Mostly not a reptile.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
It's partial.
Normal reptile.
Okay.
R&R.
So this is a heavily modified or somewhat modified version of the Jurassic Park Robo T-Rex.
Which end of the T-Rex did that noise come out of? I want to know. But anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead.
well, so he's got special modifications. So he's the. Tell us about the modifications, small Paul.
Well, we added.
Yeah, he's got wings. Look at that.
They don't flap. They just flip out like.
Oh, okay.
That's the actual noise they make. Like,
Yeah, okay.
Does he have fart vents in his tail?
But he farts out fire when he flies.
Oh my!
Yes.
I know how to talk 10-year-old. I'm just
Actually,
saying.
it sounds like.
And then we gave him an energy core instead of a pilot.
Oh, nice.
Pilots suck.
Not as good as Chrome.
What?
That's right. We got chrome, bling, bling.
Chrome. Bing bing. Bling bling.
Okay, so is that all you have to say about him?
Blingy bling.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's a
Why
little.
is it awesome.
It's a little silly tonight. Yeah, yeah,
That's a lot silly tonight.
Tonight?
very silly. The silly levels are high
Hey, Dad,
this
I'm
evening.
gonna go-
That's cool.
Okay, but that's it for Small Paul. He's out. Small Paul out.
Small paw out. So that Jurassic set, which set was that? I can't remember.
I do not know the number, but I got a really good deal on that Robo T-Rex because we went to Atlanta Brick Company and the set, at least on the Bricklink market, so to speak, people buy the minifigures off Bricklink or whatever, and nobody really wanted the Robo T-Rex, and so I bought the Robo T-Rex at Atlanta Brick Company for like $20 or something. So, which is great because Small Paul only wanted the Robo T-Rex.
That's like the Venom dinosaur. That's all we wanted, and the Spider Pig or whatever, Spider Ham. That's all we wanted. So yeah, that's cool. Oh, we have Maddie bailed on us, but she made room for Dana. What's up, man? How are you this evening?
Dana.
Other than feeling kind of all week, not too bad. Not too bad. In my feeling this week, I decided to go ahead and build all the plates for the mosaic I've been working on. So now I'm at the phase of getting the pieces to actually put it together and looking for Technic pins of all things.
You need some?
So I think it's like 300 Technic pins to put this thing together. So I'm certain through parts here to work on that. Unfortunately, I don't have a old gray brick set of the week this week, but maybe next week I'll make it special and it'll be a big set or something like that.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Hey, if
Dan,
you need Technic pins, call me.
Say again?
Oh,
if you need Technic pins, call me.
Again, what?
All right, so one is saying he's got Technic pins. That's near you, but Brian is trying to say something too.
I gotta ask, where'd you get that shirt? Because I need it.
Oh, the basic AFOL shirt?
Yes.
It's available on T-Fury if you look up Troubles Bricking.
Okay.
I went ahead and made it because I've been joking for a long time that like there are certain things that we as AFOLs do that are just like every one of us do it. And so as opposed to being the basic bitch, we're the basic AFOL.
Yep.
So, like,
I literally, like, probably 8 to 10 years ago, I screenshotted the Lego Basic logo and would send that to people all the time. And so, like, that's been something that I've used for years now. That's hilarious. I've never seen anybody else do that.
Yep. So I went ahead and I did a little graphic design work and created a T-shirt for it. And I'm the only one that has one. So if you get one, you'll be number 2.
All right. Let me go see if I can find it.
Let me see if I can find the link.
The other shirt we need is a Timmy shirt. You know, the Lego the Timmy shirt. That would be
T-shirt.
really cool.
Yeah, the T.
Make it like a 3/4 length with the green sleeves or whatever. That would be, or the freestyle shirt. Freestyle would be cool too. So that's pretty awesome. All right. Well, since we don't have an old gray set of the week, Brian, would you like to share another acquisition of yours that will befuddle and astound us?
Some
of your wall art fell off.
Let me think. Oh yeah, I had the I had this instruction sheet up, but it fell off.
Well, don't damage it. Not for the show.
Oh, that's okay. I have
That's a
two.
great set.
Yes, it is a great set. I didn't have any other retro stuff, but I do have this that I got a couple months ago that I absolutely love. My wife actually built this, and yeah, it's just amazing. So this will be the old gray brick set of the week, even though it's not old and it's not gray. It can still be the set of the week. I believe that it is worthy of that title.
It is.
I concur.
And you get an army of pink frogs. Which really every set needs. So.
Yes.
Which looks surprisingly good, not close up.
Well, it looks better close up, but yes, when you get it further away, it does look like I forget what they're called, sakuras, something like that. But yeah, they look great.
Cherry blossoms.
Yes,
They're nerds.
They're nerds. You can eat them.
Yeah.
Oh, so all right. Do we want to see if you can get your significant other on the screen since she built it?
Get over here, Chloe. Get over here.
Come on, bring it on.
She said, "My hair's wet."
We can't see that on camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Come on.
There we go.
She said, "I'm coming. I'm coming." Maybe.
Oh, I don't want that. What?
No one wants that.
I don't think she's ever been on this stream.
I like our cute.
I don't think so either.
Hello, I'm a little crusty and musty, but hello, everyone.
Is that actually your name, or are you?
Yes.
Is that what we're going to
This
call
is
you?
my wife, Krusty and Musty. And this is her lovely creation.
Hi, I'm Chloe. This is what I built. Nice to meet you all.
Good to meet you too.
Oh, wave.
The Legoland wave, like Ryan. Yeah, Legoland wave.
Or the Barbie wave.
He's
right?
contractually obligated to wave like this.
It's because he's wearing the shirt, and so he's advertising. Well, you know what?
Should I go get my Legoland shirt?
Yeah, he does. Look at there. Look at that shirt. That's nice.
The official shirt.
Give me a little squeeze there.
Also contractually obligated.
But of the significant others represented in the room, you're one of the few that actually does touch Lego. So that's an honor.
It's all Brian's fault.
Yep. Yep.
He likes to enforce his hobbies onto the people he knows. So
What can I say?
Keeping the dream alive.
Yeah,
That's right. That's how we make new AFOLs. We force it on them until they like it.
That's right. And then Maddie makes a red label for them, and then stick it on them.
AFOL. You put it on their forehead. AFOL. Official.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, now you have to buy 2 T-shirts from Dana.
That's true.
That is
Multiple
true.
colors available.
Ooh.
I put the link in the public chat, by the way.
Okay, I was gonna say I couldn't find it on T Fury. I'll go find
Oh, it's
it.
T Public, but I put it in the private chat now too.
Oh, okay. I thought you said T Fury.
I did. I don't know where my shit.
How could you, man? How could you?
I just make this shit up as I go. What can I say?
I don't actually, Dana. I don't think I knew that you actually made that shirt. I saw somebody else did, and you had it, so that's cool.
No, that was my whole shtick. Is that I was like, there needed to be a shirt, and I love the fact, and I don't think a lot of people really think about this, but it actually costs more money to go to like a custom T-shirt shop, like a what is it, frog printing, or what's one of those other one-off shops that you can get around town and stuff like that. But actually going in and setting up a T Public page and doing your own shirt, even if you did a one-off, you get it like 25% off the first time you upload it. So it's a perfect way to do a one-off T-shirt, I think.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's really cool. And by the way, kicking Brian off the show was really good move. Go ahead. This is much better. This is so much better.
Hi, welcome.
This is Brian Confessional, when you can reveal all of Brian's most embarrassing stories.
The fun thing
No.
Okay, we
I
want
just
to
had
know.
match Ryan.
We
Hey.
there we go. All right. So have y'all, I gotta know. This is since I do marriage counseling on occasion. Have y'all had a Lego fight yet?
Not over Legos. Just about money
yeah,
involving
about
Legos.
the money it costs.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Listen.
I'm not sure Giddens is any position to counsel on this point.
I am not. I am.
We
the
all know
chief
that he's
sinner.
never
Thank you
had
very
any
much.
fights about that. He is pure.
No, I am the chief of sinners on that. So there may or may not be a Zane mech in my car that I didn't bring in yet.
You have to prep up for the talk. Oh, I found it. I don't know. It was $5 in the bargain bin.
Well, it was
Just
20%
car.
off. So I'm going broke saving money. So that's good. So
And with your son out of town, he won't accidentally build it before you do.
he already has one. I wanted to build it to see the techniques in it, and then he built the stinking thing without me here. So
Well, you can take Legos apart. I don't know if anybody told you that.
They can be built more than once.
Yeah.
All the instructions are free online too. I mean, you don't even
Hey, John, that's private information. Don't be spreading that.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's cutting into Legos profits.
That's right. And there's at least one employee, indirect or direct, to the Lego company here, right there. So we don't want to ruin.
Now there's two. There's two.
That's right. Y'all are twinsies. Let's put twinsies on the bottom.
I'm not clocked in. You're fine.
I actually stole this, so I'm.
What, you stole it? Wait, let's hear that. Confessional.
Confessional. So when I left Legoland, they said turn in your 2 shirts, but if you don't turn any of them in, we'll charge you like $11 or something. And I was like, yeah, I'll keep one. So I kept one.
Heck yeah.
So, I mean, technically, knocked it from my pay, but like I wasn't supposed to keep it. So.
That's like when I share the picture of my congressional ID badge from my internship days, and it says, turn this in when you're finished. And
Exactly.
people are like, you didn't turn that in. I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
What are they going to do now?
I think I was supposed to turn in my Walt Disney World employee identification and also my name badge when I left, which I didn't turn either one of them in. So I'm right there with you on keeping swag.
Yeah, why not?
Heck yeah.
Just get in free everywhere then.
That's right. You just walk in like you own the place, and they'll let you in. So,
Clipboard and a lab coat gets you in anywhere.
Is it like
That's
having
right.
a post office box that you're not supposed to have your instructions in?
Oh. I think that one's like actually a federal crime or something. I wouldn't show that online.
I'll hear the black helicopters or the black mail trucks coming down the road.
Surrounded. You come out with your hands up.
Oh, me. All right, so let's talk about our topic tonight, which is we've done no research, so we can find no facts tonight. So, but we saw a tweet earlier, and let me read it. Or do you have it handy, Matt? Or
I do. I have it from where I sent it to you, so I will read that.
Read it. Read it to us. Read us a story, oh teacher.
So the tweet was sent out by Brick Fanatics, and it says, in its entirety, I'm going to quote the entire thing. The LEGO Group has revealed that more than 2/3 of its VIP members are adults buying sets for themselves. Oh my. Reinforcing the size of the company's adult market. Hashtag Lego. Hashtag VIP. Hashtag adults welcome. The end.
So they should start selling these in adult toy stores then, clearly.
Do Well, okay,
That's
so
a
the
good
reason
story,
we brought
real
that up is that, you know, we've always been, and I've even told folks who are like, well, why does Lego do this and that? Well, that we are a very small part of their market, 5-10%. But that makes it seems like that fact may not be true. Do you guys think we hold more market with Lego than used to, and do we have more sway, or what?
When you look at
you may be conflating adults with AFOLs. Just because you're an adult buying for yourself doesn't mean you're an AFOL necessarily.
That's true.
That's a valid point. Although isn't it by definition, if you're buying Lego for yourself as an adult, that by de facto makes you an AFOL?
It really maybe makes you an adult hobbyist of Lego.
Oh, so are we having criteria? I thought that if you were basically over the age of 18 and bought Lego for yourself, you could call yourself an AFOL. Is there criteria now that we're saying that to be an AFOL?
I think it's probably more up to the individual what they would consider themselves as. If they don't even know like what the term AFOL is, then they're probably not in the AFOL community, or like don't care enough to buy more than one set. But
what if they're down low?
And we do understand that adult hobbyist of Lego is a whole. I'm just going to put that out there too. So I don't know what that means, but anyway.
What if they're in denial about being an AFOL?
Instruction book or the Bible on how to be an AFOL or what?
I was going to say, Mark, you've got the AFOL Bible there, right?
The sacred text.
I was just looking to see if there was a description of what exactly makes someone an AFOL.
And Brian, do you not know about this book, Brian?
I've never heard of this.
This is the official Lego comic when Jake McKee was our community director, and he and Greg Highland put together this comic book that basically makes fun of most of the tropes and stuff of them. Got a message from the man himself.
That's funny. Did this person do comics for like the Lego magazines back in like the early 2000s?
He did.
Okay, then I've seen his stuff, and when I was growing up, I recognized that art style.
Yep.
That's cool. Oh, another thing I was going to ask about this question is, how does Lego, like, was this a poll that like Lego sent out to buyers of Lego? Like, how do they know that these people were buying the Lego specifically for themselves?
There's this thing called a survey when you get your receipt, and they are very convincing to tell you, hey, fill out the survey.
Guys actually do that? No, I'm kidding.
Actually, that's how a lot of stores get their ratings and their gradings.
And the VIP center had, like, you would get points if you took the survey. So I think that data, they probably got more people to fill that out.
So they do actually ask you in there, are you buying this set for yourself? Okay.
Correct. Yeah, they do.
Gotcha.
So I want to come back around to when I sent this to Chris and Mark and Dana, I did say that I was surprised at the 2/3 number. And for the reason that when I worked the cash register, that was not my perception of VIP members that would come up. But I will say this, if they're doing it based on dollars, one AFOL that walks in and buys a $350 set, that equals a whole bunch of parents buying the $15 sets. So if they're really looking at it from the perspective of money spent, I mean, look at this panel. When a new set comes out, how many of us are lined up outside the door to drop a couple hundred on something?
Are you trying to shame me?
I am not. I am just, the first step of acknowledging that you're in the cult.
I can stop anytime I want.
I feel seen. I feel attacked and seen.
But my personal spending probably, adds up to like 20 parents in a year.
I would say that number might even be higher.
I was being kind.
Yeah, you were being generous.
This is an actual illustration of Chris at a convention.
Did they use his actual model there? They copied it.
Coke Black.
Coke Black.
Oh man,
that was a thing when we were in Atlanta one time. The thing that's funny at Brick's Mountain. That's right. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is an actual paste up page. Look, you can see the type has been stuck on the page there.
Oh yeah,
wow.
That's high tech.
That's high tech. Greg Holland is a good dude. And if you ever catch Kevin Hinkle's thing, he has been a guest artist on there before. So yeah, he's an awesome dude, funny guy.
I noticed he didn't give you hair in that. Was that during chemo or something?
Actually, it looks like it. I think I was being his common minifig that he has is just the blank minifig. He was letting me be the storyboard.
This is an actual Fleabnork attack right here.
Wow,
that's the Fleabnork attack. Pew 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 pew.
And I love the subtle reference to Spaceman Spiff in that.
That's correct.
Then I have this official art from this was signed by Sven Lego, who is a famous artist.
Moonbass. I love Moonbass.
Moonbass.
Oh, another Sven. Yeah. Greg's awesome.
And then he also there we go.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Ooh, that's cool.
With the S.
I love it.
2004, was Brian even alive? I mean,
no, I was not. I was born in 2008.
I have one colored. I am 10 of 100. Anyway, all right. So let's go back to our discussion, though, of adult fans and everything.
Before you pass over, Brom Lego made a good point in the chat that I was going to bring up.
Oh, sure. Is it this one?
Yep. I would say it's more likely for a VIP AFOL to fill out that survey than just the person coming to buy one set for their kid or anything like that. So you're going to have a higher concentration of those people filling out surveys that are actually huge fans.
Don't do stats in here. Come on. We own our presupposition. Thank you very much. And we're going to ride it till the end of the show.
So I guess my question is, has the Lego company done this same survey, by which I mean asked the same questions of more or less the same people like 10 years ago to compare like trends? Or, my gut feeling is that this is probably something that reflects the fact that they are releasing more sets that are geared towards adults who may be really interested in NASA or, Adidas. Is that the new set? But, I have a friend who doesn't build Lego, but she was considering spending hundreds of dollars on that grand piano. I don't know that they're into mock building or buy more Lego, but that's a big change in the past 10 years in terms of Lego's putting out and who it's appealing to. and the sets that are appealing to people like that tend to be on the upper end of the price scale.
And not only that, not only do the panelists stand in line, but when I go stand in line, there's like 12 people in front of me, and they're all adults. And so, and I mean, these guys know. I walked up and down and told them that, hey, we've got a lug in town. But I would say 2/3 of the people in line aren't a member of our lug. So there's like a whole bunch of adult people
Well,
buying.
I think that's a higher number than are not a member of the lug.
Oh,
Yes.
by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and on top of that, most of those people who are in line, the Lego employees in the stores refer to as regulars.
right.
And you know, to the point where it's not like, oh, this is, you know, John Doe who's coming to get Lego one time and he's standing in line. It's, you know, these are repeat offenders. Now, that's not to say that there aren't those, because I know that when the Saturn V rocket came out, there was they had statistics of people, or not statistics, but comments from people saying, "Would you like to get a VIP card? It's free." And the guy and people will be like, "No, I just want this. I will probably never be back." Now, granted, they didn't know the future was going to happen, and there was going to be more space sets that they would want, but that was a comment that would happen. So, pool, gosh, I would love to go to the pool.
Why do all the Canadians are putting in a pool right now? I don't understand.
Because summer is 3 weeks in Canada.
Yeah, like 2.5 months. They get in, and then the sheen of ice is over the top, and they're done. I don't know.
I mean, they still got 2 weeks before it's actual pool season there, so they've got time to still get it up.
Yeah, I guess as the pool freezes, they can chisel off the algae and keep that going. I guess
They got to get the pool in now so that they can skate on it, eh?
Hey, you got to remember, when you're that far up in the northern hemisphere, the days are longer, more pool time.
True.
I think Lego could produce a line of pool toys that will float, that could be marketed to people who own swimming pools.
Since Jeff did wander in there, and we don't have any Canucks right now here, like go check out their contest that they're running on Building Canada mocks.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Build Canada.
I'm the only person with a mock in
Build
right now, and
Canada.
I don't want to win by default.
We've
Hey,
had
that
that happen
happened on
here.
my contest, and congratulations, Pink Wheels. Yeah. It was also funny how we ADD out of the topic because we really don't know what we're talking about. Hey, look, a squirrel!
It all comes back. If we had an actual article that has statistics and data, or we had access to the data, because to Magnus's question, you know, have they been doing these surveys and keeping the questions the same? I can't remember ever going into the Lego store where they didn't have a survey. So I would probably think that survey data has been going on for years.
But the surveys we took, the questions were all about your in-store experience, not about your buying habits, as I remember.
So it increased.
What was the surveys that they always put at the back end of the instructions? Was that about your buying habits at all?
No, I don't think so.
I don't even remember like what those asked you about, but I know I filled out a couple of them.
And I wonder if in Canada the pools stay cooler longer in the. I'm sorry. I wonder if when you make a purchase and you use your VIP or gain your VIP, did they look and see if it's actually an 18+ set and then assume they're buying that for themselves and not the kid? Is that part of?
One would assume so, because when you log into your VIP account, it shows you exactly what sets you purchased. So they have that data to cross-reference. So I mean, right there, they can say, all right, this guy's a VIP member. He's over 18. He's been filling out surveys that says he's buying it for himself. And he's racked up this many VIP points and this many sales in a year. Just those small criteria gives you a vast amount of data. And that's it. Let's just say they may even scale it out, because I'm sure they keep a tally of how many receipts are actually printed versus how many surveys come in for those days' receipts. And it kind of gives them a cross-section kind of feeling like that. I'm sure that there's got to be some large variances in the data, but I'm sure it's probably fairly accurate across the board.
And so one of the things that we did at the store 4 or 5 years ago was the week Saturday before Black Friday, Lego would send out an invitation to the top dollar purchasers at that store, inviting them to come to a like private 1 hour before we open, get the Black Friday giveaways early. And that tells me that they were already looking at who's the biggest spender at each specific store. But the other thing to keep in mind is that the big data revolution is pretty recent, and it could be that Lego is just now leveraging all this old data that they had, and I think that's highly likely.
Yeah, I would tend to agree that you're right. The trend of mining that big data that they've been accumulating for years has really been taking an upswing.
Well, there's some questions in this data that we won't know the answer to because the data set is too valuable for Lego. Like, I would love to know, the brackets of those VIP members. Are those VIP members that are buying for themselves only buying like 2 or 3 sets in a 3-year period? Or are they the mega spenders like, the guy above me or the guy beside me over here? It's like, are they socking it up on the shelf there? That's the difference, and we won't ever get that data because it's really, really valuable data for Lego to have. They don't want to share it with a competitor.
Yep, exactly.
This is an excellent point that Brian typed in, but it is correct. No, not that one. I
got to bring some references into the
Brickanizer said it. There we go, right there. Lego hasn't purchased Bricklinks to focus on kids' toy market. That's a very good point.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yep.
Mine was
it's also to keep it under control too. I'm pretty sure, but
oh man, that hurts when they went and took down all those custom parts just for no reason.
Yeah,
come on, Lego.
You want to say hi?
All right, so with Bricksmith showed his daughter. Now you've got the cat, so that's pretty cool. All right, so do you think Lego with the 18+ stuff? This is obvious. I mean, and honestly, when those of us who do line up for the new sets, there's not a lot of kids in line. It's usually, adults trying not to be seen and ashamed of themselves and, smelling because they didn't take a shower because they were there that early.
Actually, those guys don't care. They will wave that flag proud. They don't care.
No. Have been to conventions that smell is real, but anyway, I mean that's more than obvious. Do you think all the 18+ is now spurring on growth in what would actually be long-term adult fans of Lego? Do you think they're dragging it in? I got a nod from Matthew. Why do you think?
I mean, look at what's happening. I mean, Lego Masters is a TV show. People are going, oh, it's an art form. Oh, I can buy a giant piano that works. Oh, I can buy a typewriter and put that on my shelf. And these are clearly not aimed at kids. The typewriter, I mean, these are things that an adult might want to buy and display. And I think it is drawing in new people. We're creating a marketing momentum. I mean, I think Lego's playing this brilliantly, to be honest.
The bonsai tree, they're not selling those things to like 6-year-olds.
No.
And the flower, I mean, and the funny thing is that the bonsai tree and the flower set, I mean, those went out of stock instantly. And as soon as they would come back in stock, they'd go out of stock again.
Yep. It would.
I don't even think they're still caught up on that curve yet.
4 months to find that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Chris, are you asking if it's a gateway drug, if like the piano or the typewriter is a gateway drug to the stuff that we do? And I'm not convinced of that. And what makes me say that is I go to Reddit, right, and hang around in r/Lego, and it's predominantly photos of a shelf with 5 or 6 large sets built on it, right? Like
that makes me sad.
Yeah, and it makes me sad too, right, Brian? It's like I want to see mocks. I want to see people building creatively, and all I see is a giant shelf from IKEA,
or people showing their Lego room.
You got these are IKEA shelves, the Billy shelves. They're perfect. But I think what you're saying there, though, John, whoever you are, guy to my right or my left, or
guy with a name,
green shirt,
The funny thing is that, I mean, and I think there's a reason why we don't have a lot of AFOLs in our lug, even though we have a large number of people who show up in line for day one purchases and stuff like that, is because everybody Legos differently. That has been the first thing I had to learn when talking to people about wanting to come and join a lug or hang out with other people, is some people like to just Lego by themselves. And they're happy with just building official sets or collecting official sets. They don't even want to even think about building something that's not an official set. But to me, that still makes them an AFOL.
Yeah.
So, enjoy your hobby the way you want to.
Yeah.
So it almost seems like Lego user group appeals more to the builder type and less to the collector type. I'm not saying that you don't have them,
but it is more appealing to the mock maker than it is to the collector.
Yeah, because if you go to a lug and you come up with just like, hey, look at all these sets I bought, everybody's like, okay, we could all go buy that set and have the same experience. Like there's no good conversation really to be had unless you're giving a review about the set. But yeah, if you come to a lug, you're like, hey, check out all these cool things I made, and then everybody else can chime in with their opinions and feedback and stuff like that. And so you actually have discussion around the models versus just here's a wall with 10 sets from the past 2 years, and that's it. That's all there is to it. It's like, okay.
I don't know. Like we have a lot of people in my lug who maybe they build their own stuff, but like there's a lot of people showing up and building sets, showing off sets, and sometimes they're really old sets, but more often they're something they picked up at the store that month. And
you're absolutely right.
That's less interesting to me personally, but I don't know. I think perhaps the demographic of my club or the activities of the same people have shifted since I joined Wamalog. There are more Lego sets being bought, and the Legos releasing more sets, and they're better too. So it's perhaps there are people who used to be more mock builders who are spending a little more time and money buying sets. I mean, I bought the $200 Pirates set and the $100 Pirate set last year, and I've never bought a $200 in my life before.
Well, the funny thing you're saying, Angus, is about the people bringing in a new set or an old set. That does happen. In our lug, we get that happen all the time. When the Saturn V came out, Chris was the first one to bring it in because he was the first one of us who had gotten it and built it. And so it was kind of cool for us to see it and kind of ooh and ah over it. Or, I'd bring in like classic sets. I think I brought in all the M-Tron sets one time when I finished them. And it was an ooh and ah, here are these old sets. So again, that will appeal to just the collector of Lego being in a lug. But I think that unless someone is a mock maker, they feel apprehension about going and joining a lug. That's just my opinion, and I don't have any data to back that up. But it just seems to feel like the more people I've talked to who enjoy Lego, enjoy just building sets and not building mocks.
Yeah. And we totally agree, Moto. We're in agreement. If that's your speed, man, that's your lane. Stay in it. We're all about it.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, to get them in deeper to the community and to everything, the lugs seem to be more builder focused and everything. And maybe that's something that should change. But also, it seems like you're in it deep if you're a mock builder versus a set builder collector. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I think it's great. But
I'm curious to know how many adult mockers played with it as a kid and view it as returning to a creative thing that they did as a child versus somebody who maybe never built a Lego set as a kid, buys an adult, 18 plus set. Does jumping to the mock thing, is that a bridge too far for them? I don't know.
So I have my own personal history from that.
Hey, let me cut off Dana because I can.
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, Dana, make sure you talk to Brick Universe. And on that note, I gotta go.
I sent an email and I will follow up with him again.
All right, you better hurry. All right, thanks for having me, Chris. You guys, I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
What I was saying,
it's all nice and even.
I know this. It actually rebalances my chi. Namaste. So when I got back into Lego, and I walked into the Lego store, and it was Matthew who asked, was I building for myself or did I have to build other things? And I was like, yes, because I liked building sets, but at the same time, I wanted to build more. But I was trying to build my own creations with the parts of the sets that I have. And being a Star Wars collector, it was almost kind of like sacrilege because I was taking my Star Wars sets to build mocks instead of leaving them together, which could potentially sold or whatever down the road, who knows what, or keeping that set together. And so, it took me a long time to start getting parts to build mocks. It wasn't something that I could just go into my trusty dusty secondhand store and say, hey, can I have the AFOL mock building starter kit, please? And they drop 500 pounds of loose or of
old gray bricks.
Yeah, of old gray bricks on me.
Nice.
So I think that the learning curve of going from a set builder to a mocker has to do with getting that inventory to be able to do that. Because, I mean, if you think about when we were kids, I mean, we talked about this before, I had 8 space sets. I could build whatever I wanted as long as it was within the confines of the parts that I had for those 8 space sets. I didn't have the ability to go and get parts like people can do today. But again, it still is it's a weird curve there to get to that point, in my opinion.
So that's the question is, if somebody doesn't go on to mock building when they start collecting, is it a short-term gain for Lego, or is that person going to wait till their shelves filled up and quit, or then buy the stuff that they make to hang on the wall? And then when Lego carpet comes out, they're going to put those on the floor, and the Lego chandelier. I mean, I don't know. Is that long-term gain or not?
I think we need Abner on to answer that question.
I wonder if Abner's just in a plane flying around a lot, just going wherever, because he's missed it so much. I wonder. I wanted to.
Because I know, because I mean, I joke about Abner because, you know, he has probably a storage unit somewhere with, you know, a cajillion sets. He doesn't build mocks anymore. He's still an AFOL. He still is a prominent member of the community, but he doesn't build sets anymore. He doesn't buy parts loose to build anymore, but he's still at that point. And I wonder if, you know, it's a sliding scale as to how you wind up being in your AFOL life, you know, whether you reach a point in time, you're like, oh, it's too much, I'm going to go ahead and sell it and cut it while I can, or you just move along and it's onesie twosie from time to time. Interesting question.
So
I think
I have a concept. Think about this. Remember when you bought Transformers, and on the back it gave you the stats for each Transformer? You know, so is there a level of stats we need for your AFOLness? You know, travel to conventions, which pegging out, and then pegging out collector, pegging out builder, pegging out whatever. You know, that whole there you go right there. Yeah. So maybe we should come up with our own little things. And
I jokingly thought about this a year ago to do, you know, kind of to quote Jeff Foxworthy, "You're an AFOL if you," and go, and that also comes into, Brian, the whole thing about basic Lego, you know, or a basic AFOL. Because if you're an AFOL, you're a basic AFOL. You do this, you do this, you do this. You show up, and when there's a new GWP, you buy just enough sets to get the GWP, and you don't go anymore. You know, that's a basic AFOL right there. There you go. There you go.
Or you wait for double VIP points because that happens in the spring and the fall.
You know, so I was thinking about, you know, going through and creating this list of questions and doing kind of like the Cosmopolitan, you know, boyfriend quiz, that if you get this many points, you're this level of AFOL. If you get this many points, you're this level of AFOL. I think we could put something like that together.
That would be fun. That would be, yeah. And then it would be on Facebook and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
I'd send that off to like Brick Fanatics or Brick Journal and have them publish it, because it would have to be just like the Cosmopolitan.
If it was Cosmo, it would be like how to know if your spouse is cheating on you with Lego.
Well, one of the questions would be, have you ever lied to your significant other about your Lego spending purchase, or have you ever hid Lego that you've purchased?
Those are two separate questions.
They are two separate questions. As I'm saying, there, you know, there's a
maybe it should be, how often do you sneak Lego into the house?
I think that's another separate question.
I'm telling you, this could easily be 100 point. This could easily be 100 question quiz.
And have you not yet brought in the Lego that's in the car?
Is it still hidden?
They get more oddly specific to just you, Chris.
Is there something in the garage that's covering up the Lego that you haven't been able to bring in yet?
Or do you buy Lego at the grocery store so it's under the food budget?
Yeah. Walmart, man, you can hide stuff at Walmart easy.
Yeah. Oh, Danish Kroger is legendary.
Yeah.
I think there's probably it's probably more challenging and perhaps less rewarding to go from being a set builder to a mock builder today than it used to be. I can think of like half a dozen reasons why. But I think that perhaps if a lot of us grew up with, you buy some Lego, you're a kid, and you build some sets, and then you start building your own stuff. I think that transition was more organic in the 80s or 90s than it is today.
That's hardcore right there, man. Look at that. You put it in the storage unit before taking it home. That's hardcore. That's awesome.
But Magnus, you're right though. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let me go back. We have a couple of guys, Brian Anderson and Brick Bins. I'm not sure if they've been in here, but Brian, he put this in earlier. He's been an AFOL for 6 years now, and only the last 6 months found out about lugs. And Brian, so I hope you find one, and if you're in our area, come to ours. And we've had some more. Brick Bins is also talking about that as well. So that's cool. Hey guys, I need to take 2 seconds. Y'all just continue on for half a second.
I think for me, I'm with the guys in the chat where it's not about gatekeeping and no levels, but I'm looking at the bubble, right? Like I'm wondering if the bubble bursts, and is Lego left holding the bag? Do we get a lot of good clearance sets? There's all sorts of questions, but like, does this edge case AFOL bubble ever burst?
Well, I think it's important to note. I think it's important to note what you first said about. I saw hashtag no levels and stuff like that. We are kidding.
Yes.
Because I've been around this merry-go-round before in my history as in this community, where people will start screaming and crying about elitism and stuff, and I just want to say we are joking.
Yes,
jokes.
100%
It's
joke.
just humor. It's humor for the show.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
We're actually making fun of ourselves.
Exactly. Because if I was to write the questionnaire to prove at what level of AFOL I am, it's because I am that ridiculous person who would answer yes to most of those questions.
You're guilty of all those sins.
Exactly. I'm guilty of all those sins. It's
the Lego sins.
Yeah. But John, because I know Meredith Pink Wheels and I have conversation from time to time about the crazy minifigure market, specifically angled towards Star Wars. Like the fact that the Zeb figure that came in the Ghost, it goes for like $50 because it only came in that set. And she was questioning, like, will that bubble ever burst on those high collectible figures? And as a long-term comic book fan and a long-term toy fan, I don't think that, there may be lulls, but I don't think the bubble will ever actually pop. But now I say that with a little star at the end, that we will see a lot of people who bought a lot of Lego during COVID lockdown, that they will reach that point in time when they're like, all right, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, I'm going to let this go. And that's what we want to have happen. But I do think that a lot of AFOLs were created from the COVID, being stuck at home, that I think a lot of those, that there's got to be a percentage of those people who are going to say, okay, I used to do this, but I'm enjoying this better, so I'm going to funnel my money into this and keep it going. So I think there's going to still be a consistent swing on, sales up in that aspect.
I think comic books is a good analogy, Dana. Is wandering through a comic book store, you see the framed, mint condition, graded copy of Avengers 1,
right?
And it is hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But then you see the bins and bins and bins of average Avengers 27 or 155, and they're $3, right? So.
Yep. And it furthers along that whole concept and thinking about the elitism and stuff like that, because when you'd walk into a comic book store, you had the danger of running into that conversation of who would win, Hulk or Superman, and AFOLs kind of have that same vein in a way when it comes to stuff like that, especially when it comes to Castle and space and stuff like that.
Castle.
By the way, Superman just flies out of the atmosphere and heat visions him from space. That is the end of that story. But anyway.
Exactly.
I would like to come back around to Dana's point, which I actually think that it's what he said deserves to be underlined, which is to jump from store-bought sets to mocking. It takes a lot of parts. I mean, when I started to want to mock, I went on the I went on eBay and bought a bunch of stuff from Goodwill, like 55 pounds of Lego just to have building brick.
Which is not as easy to do these days, by the way.
No, it's not. You know, that market is heated up. I mean, I have a constant sweep of Facebook Marketplace, but I have a low price per pound that I will buy at. And increasingly today, I don't get it for the price I'm willing to pay. So, which is fine because I have 4 tubs to sort behind me right now. So, you know, I'm not lacking for loose brick, but I do have my low standards of what I'll pay.
Well, so to go back to the bubble that you guys were talking about for Lego, I think that pretty much every collectible market, and I'm in, I would say like probably 5 pretty thoroughly collectible markets, has seen this kind of bubble this year because of COVID and because of the money that they've been getting during this time, that a lot of people that were already totally okay are just parking that money into any physical collectible they can get their hands on. And I think one of the perfect examples of that is this figure here that was like a $10 figure that nobody cared about. And then suddenly, you know, I've had this guy for 15 years. Suddenly it's a $200 figure. And that's ridiculous.
What?
Not even a joke. What? Go look on Bricklink. It's $200 for each of these. And that, to me, something like that is just not sustainable. Like, there's not going to be enough people over time that care about Rock Raiders, that care about these one-off like minifig series, that they're going to go pay $200 5 years from now for just this figure.
I agree with you, Brian, that is not market sustainable in that aspect for sure. But at the same time, though, those happen from even flow anyway. I mean, granted, it was probably COVID influenced, but I mean, there are certain figures out there that have always been expensive. Well, like the Amidala figure. I mean, that figure will always be expensive.
And I think the other thing that happens is you see these things come in waves as far as the age of the people that grew up with the thing getting to the age where they have expendable income, usually around like 35 to 50, I would say is probably the highest spending points, where people who were my age growing up that now want this figure have the money that they're like, I don't even care how much it costs. I'm going to go get this figure. And then let's cut to 20 years from now when all those people, they look at this and they just don't care. They'll go put it on eBay, sell it for whatever it sells for, and then nobody wants to buy it at that point. And then, you know, something like that crashes. And I think that can happen for pretty much any interest. And so I see that happening probably in waves with a lot of stuff for Lego related stuff. So
I've lived through a crash in stamp collecting, baseball cards, comic books. But in most of those cases, as I understand them, one of the big things was supply, especially baseball cards.
Too much supply?
Massive amounts of supply that began to really outstrip the demand for it. I mean, one thing I'll say about Lego, I do think there's a speculative bubble in people buying sets, expecting them to double in value and be able to resell. I think to me, that's where the bubble is. When people come in, when I worked at the store, I had people come in and say, well, what should I buy as an investment? And if you don't know the answer to that question, you probably shouldn't be parking your money in something. Like anything that you invest in, you should understand why it's going to go up and which item is going to go up.
Yeah.
But in terms of just general Lego product, there's always new generations of kids that are coming into the age to buy. And as you said, there's new generations of AFOLs that are aging into disposable income brackets. And so that whole supply to demand ratio, which kind of crashed comic books and baseball cards, there's a constant flow of new potential buyers. So, I mean, I think there would be some select things that could crash, but I don't think that we're seeing the same kind of baseball.
And I don't think the whole market for Lego is going to crash. And I think the only way that it would crash is if Lego loses relevance as a brand in the public, much like you saw baseball cards just completely lose relevance with like my age group and maybe like 10 years younger. And same thing we see with like model trains. They lost, you know, those used to be hugely collectible. And then nobody under, 50 now even like cares at all. Like nobody.
Which is true because we do a train show, 2 train shows typically every year. And outside of the Lego group, everybody is long in the teeth and long in the gray hair beards for sure.
That's right. So it's been a boom industry during COVID as well. Reading an article trains.
So Lego's doing a great job of just staying relevant as a company, and so as long as they stay relevant, you're right, there will always be new people coming into it. So we won't see the market collapse. But yeah, I do think that right now every collectible is hyperinflated, and eventually that will have to normalize.
I mean, I think that's, as you pointed, that's the stimulus money flow into people who weren't hurt, and that's my household. I mean, my income, our household income did not dip, and I got extra money, and I did pay off some credit card debt. I did pay off some credit card debt, but I also bought some stuff, you know.
Yep.
So
Bought up a whole bunch of Dogecoin.
This is not financial advice.
This is the thing I said about not putting your money in things you don't understand. That's why I haven't bought any crypto, because I don't understand it. So.
Oh man.
And I will say, Lego's attempts in the 90s when they tried everything and it failed, and they almost went bankrupt. They were not. The internet was not what it was. Social media was not what it was. I believe that Lego has really turned a corner, obviously, and done a great job marketing. I mean, they snuck that stupid or weird, I mean, whatever your opinion is, Adidas shoe out. That's a set, and everybody's flipping out over it. They've learned that the surprise is a big deal. So,
did you guys see that this Lego string is an official element with a part number and everything?
Yep.
Let's go, dude.
It's now official.
Lego shoelaces showing up on Bricklink, baby.
New part challenge. That's that.
There's already people doing it.
Well, wait, do the aglets fit the minifig hands? Because if they don't, that is a fail.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that, but I really hope they do now.
I mean, according to New Elementary, they are loose. They're just regular shoelaces. They weren't engineered to be Lego shoelaces.
They let us down. They let us down.
Ooh.
Terrible. But back to that. I mean, Lego with, I guess they learned Star Wars and through a lot of the other licenses of how to scratch into those markets and keep scratching in. Had they tried to release a piano in, say, 2001, everybody would have thought it was crazy.
Yeah, nobody would have cared.
Right. But, Lego Movie, Lego Masters and things like that in mainstream, they've pushed that into it becoming not just a beloved, child brand. Now it's just a brand, and I think they have built enough momentum with that's going to last.
And so I got something that goes along with that. Sure. And this again is just my observation.
If only Will were here to answer that one.
Yeah, no kidding. So I've noticed that there have been, and this also happened in the comic book market at one time. I noticed this as well, because when manga started becoming more popular, there were more girls entering comic book stores than there had ever been, to the point where it was almost not just necessarily almost 1-to-1, but the girls were starting to edge out the guys coming into the comic book stores because of they were getting exposed and interested in things that they hadn't been exposed and interested to before.
Are you saying hentai?
What's that?
Did you just say that there were girls those at the Lego store or the comic book store? Is that what you just said?
No, what I'm trying to say is that I have noticed that
you have noticed girls exposed at the comic book store. That is all I've got so far. So.
I didn't say I exposed myself to girls in the comic book
store. No, you said they were exposed.
Totally different comment. What I'm trying to say is that, like on Instagram and in Facebook and everywhere, you're seeing more women, who are being AFOLs and who are that their kids were into it, and then their kids got out of it, and they've stayed.
Yeah.
Where typically that used to be an old gray bricks dad kind of thing. Now it's becoming a mom kind of thing.
Something I was going to say is that I feel like in general, just most hobbies have society feels like it's become less judgy on those types of hobbies across the board, like D&D and Magic and anything board game or geeky or superheroes, like we're seeing blockbuster superhero films that would have been completely laughed off the stage 20 years ago because nobody cared back then. And so I think in general, just any sort of nerdy hobby is becoming way more just totally accepted. People are like, oh, you do Legos? That's awesome.
Yeah. I was in a Starbucks and I saw a guy who was a little on the geeky side. teaching a girl who was above his pay grade how to play D&D.
Yeah.
In a Starbucks on like a Wednesday afternoon.
That's me with my wife. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no reason that she would build Legos or play board games with me, but
Oh, trust me, I'm way out of my league, and I've been there for 25 years, so I know that it's possible. But it's becoming more mainstream, and you're seeing it in the public.
Yeah.
If I tell people that I build Lego as an art form, people don't like stare at me anymore. I mean, maybe some people do, but I mean, it's not like what are you talking about? Like, I mean, if I say that, they're like, they might say, "Oh, do you have any pictures?" Like, I've gotten that comment.
Yeah, it's not. How old are you?
Right.
Right.
Well, you still live at home with your parents in the basement?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I own my own basement that I hang out in. Thank you very much.
and I own my own shells too.
Well, I like there's a meme and a TikTok thing and all that kind of stuff. It talks about how somebody's like, he says he's childish, but basically they says, I have a job, I earn money, and I buy childish things, that kind of thing. But there's another one that also says, you may think I'm childish because I do this hobby. Maybe my definition of adult is better than yours, that kind of thing. So, it's more. By the way, comparing Spider-Man from the 70s and TV to Spider-Man and blockbuster movies, you can actually see why they didn't like it in the 70s. Because the cheese grater Spider-Man from the 70s was not that good. So,
but we still watched it.
Oh, I watched it every day it came on. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
So, but anyway, so I don't know if we answered our question tonight, but we certainly danced around it.
Do we ever?
No.
Turned into Lego Finance, I think.
But I do want to show something off for those who may be watching, who are intimidated about becoming a mock builder. Let me show one of my favorite mocks ever. And just an encouragement to say, if you don't have a huge collection and you're not want to build to the size of your collection and pour creativity in it, because this is from Brick Fair, I think 2011.
Is this the little airplane again?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. You see that?
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's great.
That is completely an amazing little mock. Colors are good. You don't have to decode it. You know what that is. And literally that's 20 or 30 tops separate parts to make that amazing thing. Built with motion, built with creativity, built with some skill. And it's basic level build. You don't have to build a massive spaceship or town layout or anything to become a good mock builder. You need to build to the level of your pieces and then learn from other people who are doing it well and kind of skill up. I don't want that to be such a gatekeeper kind of thing that no one goes on beyond, because you can step into doing mocks, like our friend Neil, who is doing a great job. He's growing and learning a lot of new folks in our lug and everything. The awesome thing is that a lot of us in this room, within a year or two, when we were building really basic to working together and learning together, we were building a whole lot better, a whole lot faster. And now all those techniques are easy to find. For you to learn, copy, grow from, and everything. Oh, look, Hoopa got something. What you got, man?
I did good.
You did good. That's amazing.
Yes.
Hoopa coming through with the mock. It looks like a penguin. That's really cool.
It's a penguin. That's what it is. It's a
penguin cop. See, I decoded that. I know what that is. It's not hard. But anyway, so don't let that. What is that? Ooh, it sounds like dramas. But I'm not going to say it. I don't want to sound crude or crass and everything. But me being crude or crass, whatever. But I'm enjoying the season of Lego Masters. I was really excited. We know we have friends on there and everything. And we talked about that there's more females in the hobby and everything. I'm gonna tell you, those ladies on that show kill it. I mean, they are top level builders. the gender thing is not a thing, and they're really good builders. In fact, I'm really impressed at what they're doing, and they're not in there to fill a checkbox and everything. They're in it to win it, and I'm excited for them. It's good building and everything, and they're giving Moto a run for his money. So anyway, so I'm excited for all of that stuff. I'm glad the adult fan is healthy. One of the things I actually thought about talking, we talked about it before, is where is everybody connected now on the adult fan community is so big. It used to be simple hubs that kept everybody together. Now I don't know what that is and how that's gone through COVID. So maybe we'll talk through that next week and everything. So, all right, we're at an hour 40, and we were going to stop at an hour 30, and we didn't. So
we didn't start on topic till 7:50. So
nah, that's true. Well, you were late, and you need to bring a set. What is your problem?
The horse can continue on without me.
Well, we didn't have an old Ray Break set of the week. We let you in, and you didn't have one. Jerk.
I failed.
Week.
We had to have small Paul do it.
That's right. His dragon. By the way, I want to say I have finished Mark's doing Mark's set, and I have not built Evil before, but it was quite enjoyable. So there it is. Right there.
That is an awesome skull.
Welcome to the dark side.
Mine is an evil laugh.
And he has Freem missiles there and Freem Pinchy. The best part is he can do the cursing someone's hand, like curse you or whatever, right there. See there, right there. And he can also do the Dr. Evil finger to mouth.
$1 million.
$1 million right there. See, he's got it right there up there. So
where are the shooters?
The shooters? Those shooters. Oh, you mean like technic? No, I'm not putting those on there.
Does it have a Fleabnort piloting it on the inside?
It could. It could have I think
it should.
We're going to make an Evil Barco lounger for the commander to be in, because all Evil is done when your buttocks are in rich Corinthian leather. And so he'll have that. Maybe we'll have a Fleabnort in a cage. That would be fun too. So no, he does not chomp. I didn't add that play feature there. So, but anyway, that was a lot of fun, and I'll be posting some pictures. I got to put figs together for both sets, Justice and for the Skull guys and everything. But you know what? Thank you guys for joining us. Remember, our Monday show, Messy Mondays, is moving to 8 o'clock. We're going to do that at 8 p.m. and do it for just an hour or so. So we're moving that during the summer. We're calling it Muggy Mondays for the summer, and then we'll go back to our regular schedule. This show will stay this schedule, and in about 20 minutes or less, Boone will be doing his show. So make sure you viewers head on over to Boone and watch his show. He's a good friend of the show, and we're I'm going to say the word show 15 times apparently. But anyway, thank y'all for joining us. Our viewers are going up now that we're quitting. Look at this. Do you see this?
They're all coming back to say goodbye.
I guess
those West Coasters.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's true. We hit a time zone. It does go up like that. We're glad you're joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all those dealy bob things. You can hit that little bell that does nothing because YouTube never tells you when something's on. But thank you for joining us tonight. Be kind to your neighbor. Be creative. And be awesome. Y'all have a great night. See you later. Bye. Oh, I have to hit it twice.